my superstars, it's the Star Warrior horse here. It has been over 3 years since I did a whole model horse collection tour, and a new one is long overdue. A number of new faces have joined the herd, and it is only appropriate that I share them with you. For starters, I will only be disclosing the names of my traditional models as well as my resins, chinas, and customs. Only my traditional models have both a show name and a barn name. Furthermore, some of the names have changed since my last collection tour. Additionally, I have not gotten around to naming some of my models, in which case I will bring it to your attention and I am open to possible name suggestions. So without further ado, say hello to my herd. First off, we have my glossy Picasso prize model that I won in 2015. I have my reasons for keeping him in the box. It's a bit of a long story. Right next to him are my ethereals. Over here is Blade Knight or Blade. So here's the deal. When I got my ethereal collection, I actually got the whole set for an unbelievable deal. I'm talking $100 for the whole collection, hands down. The only catch, however, is that Ethereal Earth, or Blade Knight if you will, has a broken tail. I knew this at the time that I purchased the set. Even so, the deal was unbelievable. I tried to repair the tail myself, which turned out to be quite a disaster. At some point I might seek a replacement for him, but that's for another time. This is Guardian Angel or Castiel, the Stone of Cold Fire or Asteroid, and Sword Knight or Sword. Here we have my small yet delightful mini resin collection. On the far left is Gold Return, sculpted by Stacy Tumlinson and painted by Cheryl Leisure. Next to him is El Caballo, sculpted by Sarah Mink and painted by Judy Hall. So here's a fun fact about this little steed. He was a champion at Nan in 2007. 6 years after his glorious win, I saw him for sale at a Region 2 show. I feel privileged to have such a wonderful champion in my collection. This extra tiny boy is At the River's Edge, painted by Sarah Hampson of Deuce's Wild Studio. That is all I know about him. I have no clue who sculpted him. However, to the person who did sculpt him, kudos to you, you did a phenomenal job. And over here we have Heebie Jeebie, sculpted by Sue Kern and painted by Lisa Shepard of Lisa Shepard Hobby Studio. He is one dynamic looking fella. On the other side is my China collection. I have absolutely no clue about the origin of the China horse on the right. Story time yet again. Someone put out a local Craigslist ad regarding Breyer model horses. I arrived at the seller's place only to find out that all of her models had already been sold. Just so you know, it's not like I contacted her saying I was going to be there and purchase the models. It was more like a garage sale-esque kind of sale. It just went there on a whim and she had no plastic ponies left. I guess I went there just a little too late. As a consolation, however, she gave me this China horse for free. I know nothing about this model except that it reads Japan on his belly. If you happen to know anything about this pony, please, I beg of you to drop a comment down below. He is a mystery to me. The gray horse here is the only custom glazed China in my collection. His name is Bolder and Fresher. The rest are all OF Chinas to my knowledge. The bigger donkey is Joe Jack Go, a hagen-renaker. In the middle is Thumbelina, another hagen-renaker. The foals on either side of her are from another company. I cannot remember what it is. All I know is that they're both from the same company. On the left is Wild Child, and on the right is Palo Verde. Up here is my collection of customs. This is It's a Given, my custom collecta donkey foal. I do not know who painted her. She doesn't even have a signature on her belly, but she is nonetheless adorable. In the back is the largest custom I own, Birthday Confetti, painted by Cheryl Leisure. Just below her are my stablemate customs. The green unicorn etchie is St. Patty, who is customized by Stormy Strike Videos or Stormy Strike. I won him in a giveaway by Stormy Strike Videos back in 2020. Thank you very much, Stormy. I absolutely adore him. To his right is WFS Woman in Red. Any model with the WFS affix is a model that I personally painted. The pink unicorn etchie with the red heart on his muzzle is Be My Valentine, who is customized by Breyer Mustangs of Instagram. The Mustang next to him is Kodiak Bear, who is painted by Sandy J. Anderson of Nova South Studios. The Fuse Spot Appaloosa Full is WFS Spitfire, my 2020 Nemo Paymo custom. In between my stablemates customs is my one and only Mini Winnie custom, WFS Long Tan and Handsome. I believe he may be my first completed custom, but I don't know that for sure. If my memory serves me right, he was painted in 2013. Back over to the stablemates. The Amber Champagne Full is WFS My Girl. Next to her is Unquestionable Regalities, customized and painted by Francine Dare. He is the closest thing that I have to a drastic custom, and I adore him. The Tennessee Walker with the badger face and blue ribbons is WFS Vindicator. To her right is WFS On a Whim. He is my Nemo Paymo custom for this year. At the very end of this row is Fireworks painted by Ashley Stolberg. Over here we have my Schliech horse collection, along with my one collecta donkey on the left and my two Mini Winnie decos on the right. I'm not going to get into names, but I thought it would still be nice to show them off, especially since they are still part of my collection. Of course, what collection would be complete without stablemates? I also happen to have several paddock pals / little bits in the back. I'm not going to get into names, nor am I going to pull out each and every single one of them as I did in my live stablemates collection tour back in April. However, I will do some brief close-ups. It's unbelievable that horses as small as these could have such attention to detail. It's incredible. The horses over here deserve just as much love, and a number of new faces have joined my herd since my stablemates collection tour back in April. I have a problem with stablemates. I always reason to myself, well, they don't take all that much shelf space until they do. Now we move on to the rest of my traditional model horse collection. On the far left is Jumpin' Jacks or Jackson. Next to him is Big Time Superfly or Fly, because after all, he's pretty fly. My Danash's Northern Tempest or Danny doesn't have a name yet. Neither does my Salante Surprise. Next to her is Heartbreak Kid or Heartbreaker. Then his mom, Slow Love Slow or Love. Percy Jackson or Percy, and the Heart Asks Pleasure First or Hera. Between my Voyeur, Queen of Hearts or Josie, Thorn, and Bravour 54, they have no designated names yet. Rocket Main or Rocket, Trader Joe or Joe, and Interstellar or Cosmo. Next up is Sands of Time or Dune, Against All Odds or Barbaro, Oh Danny Boy or Danny, a Chardonnay, as well as a Morgan Quest native son in need of names, Cherry Pie or Cherry, Aladdin or Al, and Maleficent or Mel. I've got Blood Moon on the left, and next to him is Dark Passion or Nightwish. She is the pride and joy of my OF Breyer collection. If there is one Breyer model horse that fits the very demure, very mindful meme, it would be none other than her. Next we have Black Velvet or Velvet, Indentured Servant or Denny, Hopeless Romantic or Romeo, my Gascon the Great who is in need of a name, and Sir Lancelot or Lance. Here we have Leonardo da Vinci or Leo, Honor Student or Honor, Mona Lisa or Molly, E Pluribus Unum or Uno, Apollo's Chariot or Apollo, The Prodigal Son or Prodigy, and Autumn's Gate or Autumn. Meet my fighting stallion Sabino Canyon or Sabino, Legends and Lies or Legend, Moon Dancer or Moon Dance, Sunset Cloud or Sinuyi, Viking Stampede or Viking, and Declaration of Independence or Indie. Okay, so I'm not a huge fan of most older molds, but it is a pleasure to conga the Indian pony mold. Over here is Super Saiyan or Saiyan. I know next to nothing about Dragon Ball Z, other than the fact that it is probably one of the longest running anime shows around. I took the name inspiration from a video Snoopy is My Horse made. She took this model's head and superimposed it on one of the Dragon Ball characters' faces. I'll put it in the cards for your viewing pleasure. Next to her is Sierra Mist or Sierra, Cherry Chocolate Rain or Cher, Against the Grain or Grace, Midnight Special or Midnight, Head in the Clouds or Encore, and Thicker Than Water or Blood. Next we have Lake of the Woods or Ontario, Frostbite This or Frostbite, a Fletcher Without a Name, Flying Colors or Felicity, Phantom Fury or Phantom, Atomic Fireball or Fireball, and an Athenian Lady Without a Name. Here I have Jigsaw Perplexion or Jigsaw, and Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or Breakfast. Yes, I chose the lamest, laziest bar name you could possibly imagine. Next to him is Count Me In or Tally, Hippie Mississippi or Missy, Sinfully Chocolate or Godiva, Second Guess or Gus, and Fool's Gold or Pyrite. I have my tripod as close to the ground as I possibly can get it, so I have no choice but to tilt it down at this point. This is Specs and Flex or Fleck, Brings All the Boys or Milkshake, Toasted Coconut or Cocoa, Frosted Window Pane or Wendy, Sea Spot Run or Spot, Copper Creek or Copper, and Fluffernutter or Peanut. On this side is Mr. Nice Guy or Guy, Burgermeister Meisterburger or Burgermeister, Wumbo Jumbo or Wumbo, Kris Kringle or Claus, Fighter and Survivor who are in need of names, and Thomas the Tank Engine or Thomas. The pretty white-gray mare is White Knight Fantasy or Fantasia. Next to her is Enchanting Poetic Devotion or Tuamus, Meadows of Heaven or Meadow. Over here is Oliver Twist or Oliver. So interesting thing about this pony, I voiced him in Fox Glory 123 series Empathy. The series was discontinued a long time ago, and Poe put him up for sale. Having played his role in the series, I was emotionally attached to this model, and so I couldn't help but purchase him from Poe. Just look at how cute he is, oh my gosh. Then we have Kirby of the Stars or Kirby. Like, what's not to love about video games and horses? I'm almost as crazy about the Pink Poyo Boy as I am about horses. Combining two special interests? Duh, why not? To his right is Astral Tranquility or Garlude, Busy Bee or Bee, and Spirit of the Valley or Shaman. Hiding in the back is No Brainer or Brady. My dude is planning something, I tell ya. Say hello to my Stone Horse collection, which hasn't grown in about 10 years. Hopefully I'll get around to growing my Stone Horse collection sometime. Anyways, for the sake of this video and for those of you who have not seen any of my collection tours yet, I'm still going to share them. Down here is Shirley Temple or Shirley, Daffy Delight or Daffodil, Timberwood or Timber, SpongeBob SquarePants or SpongeBob, Colors of the Wind or Pocahontas, Big and Easy or Easy, and Anheuser-Busch or Bud. Down here are my classics or Freedom Series models. Yes, I held on to this collection pretty much throughout my childhood. I'm not going to talk about their names, but I do want to mention something about Spirit and his son over there. Those two, along with Rain, who I will show in a moment, are the founding members of my model horse collection. The rest is history. We're talking 20 years ago. I'm just shocked to know that I've been collecting longer than some of you have been around. My gosh, I feel old. Here are my classic / Freedom Series mares. Yep, that's the Rain I was talking about just a second ago. I moved some of my vintage models to other parts of the house. After all, the vintage models almost look like pieces of decor. This alabaster mare and foal do not have names yet. I have Waddle Dee or Dee Dee over here, and yet another pony in need of naming. It's like they blend right into the rustic appeal of this section. And finally, I have some breyer animals back here because why not? That is my model horse collection for you. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If so, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more starific content. Thank you for watching, my superstars. Always dream with your eyes open.